As we search for a best friend for CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott, we have a prime candidate to present to you, Tetairoa McMillan from the University of Arizona, perhaps the best wide receiver prospect in this draft class. And Jesse, how are you with the big wide receiver? Are you okay with the big wide receiver? Do you hate the big wide receiver?
I love the big wide receiver. I come from the class of big wide receivers, right? Like years ago with Larry Fitzgerald and guys like that, Herman Moore. Like I come from that cloth of big receivers, but we're talking about specifically the receiver for this team. And that's where I'm a little bit off on it.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to draw you a profile of T-Mac, Tetairoa McMillan, and you're going to tell me that you hate him. My first note on him, big old tall thing.
Yeah.
Smooth mover at his size. So for a guy who is 6'4" and 220 pounds, give or take, most of the guys like that, honestly, when you watch college tape, are kind of clunky.
Yeah.
Because it's just, you're that big. It's what you are. And so the guys that I think are going to have success that are that size, there better be something in there about him having some pretty sweet feet.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with McMillan, you see that. Not a super fast, super explosive mover, but a creative and fluid mover and athletic enough that once he catches the ball, it kind of, I don't know if it's catching people off guard, but he's got some after the catch just because he moves really well for that size. And I don't mean in terms of top end speed. I mean in terms of, I guess, fluidity is the best. Decisiveness, fluidity. Catch radius is huge.
Yes.
He catches everything. Working across the field, if you're on his back and it's a decent ball, good luck. You just can't get through him. You can't get around him. He's a big old target that can win down the field. That's better than you would expect after the catch for a guy of that size. And that I think for a lot of people is going to look at, oh, it's what the Cowboys have been desperately searching for all over the place. Jalen Brooks, Jonathan Mingo, Ryan Flournoy. They seem like they really want a big, strong guy to let CeeDee keep moving around. And there you go.
I don't hate the player. I really do like the player.
The game.
I don't hate the game either. I just think about it. It puts me back in the mindset of Dez Bryant. And when Dez was at his best, it was a really small, short window. And then what happens when the athleticism dwindles a little bit? What else?
You go to the Ravens for a second, and then you start giving gambling picks, I think.
You get into that community. But I just think where we're coming as a football community is that you're looking for guys to be, you talk about him being able to move fluid and, being a downfield threat. He's going to play the X, right? Because CeeDee's going to be your move guy.
Yep.
This is a guy who's going to be on the line of scrimmage. There's a guy who's not going to be able to be moved around that much. So you're not going to have to be able to beat press coverage from the jump. Now, there's a difference between press coverage in college football and press coverage.
He did a good job of that in college.
Yeah. And
I would say a good job, not a great job.
And there's a difference. There's a difference from press coverage in the league and press coverage in college, right? Because you're going up against some of the top corners every single week, and they study film on you, and they figure out ways to try to stop you. And how can I get past that? And then how can I be a good enough route runner for Dak Prescott? And I know the big target is there, but I don't want to get to the place where I'm having to always do contested catches, because that, we know, that leads to tip balls and overthrows and that type of stuff. And defenses love those type of things. So for a guy like Tetairoa McMillan, he has some extinguished skills. I just question a little bit the longevity of him being able to do that in the league, and then how it fits for this Cowboys current roster right now.
So you would rather have a guy who the scouting report says something along the lines of, like, I like sound effects to represent things.
Sweet feet. See, I want the sweet feet. I want all of the above. I want the sweet feet. I want the route running ability. I want the fluidity. And I want a person who, of course, don't put the ball in the
ground. So just a perfect player. If we could just find a perfect player, then that would be good. You just drew up Jerry Rice, but with a little bit of Randy Moss, because you want to be faster than Jerry Rice, obviously.
I have high standards.
Yeah. I mean, I think Tet, honestly, is I've been told by Arizona people no one calls him that. We just do that because we're lazy in the draft community and not trying to say the name. T-Mac. I think he's the favorite to be the Cowboys pick, because I think that they are desperate to upgrade at wide receiver 2. I think that this draft class, if you don't get one of the first 3 or 4 off the board, you're hoping for the best, and I wouldn't be banking on you just drafted wide receiver 2. And it just, I don't know, that seems like the body type that they have been searching for a while. Even if we might want every receiver, like the perfect receiver in my mind is like 6'1", 200, great route runner.
Yeah.
Something like that. But I'll take it.
He looks, the receiver that we talk about that we want in our minds looks like the one that we have.
Yeah, he looks like CeeDee.
Looks like CeeDee.
Yeah. About 6'1", 200.
He looks and feels a lot like CeeDee.
Yeah, maybe 6'1", 190. Maybe a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
You know? And while the whole world is still looking for 6'3" corners, I'm like, good luck. Because my receiver's going to be 5'11", and you got to deal with that.
And the thing about Tet, and I don't want people to think that I don't think he'll be a good fit here. And maybe I'm pushing and stretching for perfection because I know that this window that the Cowboys have is closing quickly.
What are you talking about?
The window's closing. The window, no.
Wide open.
That window, no. That window is closing very, very fast.
Wide open.
And so you got to put things in place that are going to be able to be impactful right now. I do think Tet will take a little bit of learning the system of the National Football League, just learning how to use that big body in these particular small spaces. Like that part, yeah, I'm with you. And we will have some of those moments. We will have some of those moments where Tet goes up and he reaches over a guy and he makes the Moss play.
We'll he did to Travis Hunter.
We'll have those moments. We will have those moments. But it's about the other moments throughout the game. When I need you to kind of really get in there on that dig route, when I need you to be on that curl route, when I need you to be on that 10 to 12 out route, like that type of stuff, I'm going to need you to kind of be there for us in the times where we need it the most. And when Dak is at his best, he has 2 of those receivers. When you go back and look at some of his best years, he had 2 really good route running receivers.
I just need another really good receiver.
I hear you.
I'll settle.
Yeah.
I'll settle. I need better than what I got. That's step 1. Let's check in with our friend Duffy, our all-city draft guru and expert, with his thoughts on Tetairoa McMillan.
All right, time now for Arizona wide receiver Tetairoa McMillan, a 2-time All-American for the Wildcats. He was the highest-rated recruit in Arizona football history, and he paid that through in full by making sure he came out and was one of the most productive players in the history of the program. I mentioned the All-American status, but one of the best receivers in the nation over the last 2 seasons. And when I talk about his superpower at 6'4", 220 pounds, yeah, there's the size and strength aspect of it. What I love most about his game is he's got outstanding, confident hands. He rarely puts the ball on the ground. He wins with size and strength. I really put a lot of value in receivers that can win through contact at every stage of the route.
Sign up to be a diehard, alldlls.com/diehard. You get access to all of Fran's draft stuff. His guide is incredible, all the player rankings, scouting reports, and all of those things. And in the comments on this video, please leave your favorite color to put icing on Christmas cookies if this is the Cowboys pick. We love you. Bye.